Welcome back to It Ain't Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin. A group of students in New York City found a fun and engaging way to spend their spring break with playing video games. But these gamers aren't just playing games, they're also making them. It's all part of a 2-day hackathon. The goal is to make a video game. Whoever makes the best one gets $500 as well as the chance to have their game brought to market.
Our task is to create a runner game. Either it can be like a Flappy Bird type game, or it can be like Temple Run where you're running away continuously. Since we're all not just programmers, there's so many concepts that go behind it. There's the artists, there's the programmers, there's the level designers.
There's so much going on right now in the New York City tech sector that there are all these great jobs that are being created and there are vacancies that just can't be filled because we don't have enough people with the skills to fill them.
For the students here though, work is the last thing on their minds.
We're just here to have a good time and learn a lot.
Friendly competition, really, and social bonding.
A lot of professional coders make their way into the competition as well, but they're not duking it out for the top prize. They're serving as mentors for the next generation of cyber stars.
I want to give back, especially to New York City school kids.
Another mentor, who's also a high school teacher, says students learn things at hackathons they might not at school.
The ability to have to produce a project under pressure, that's the most invaluable skill.
Even though the pressure was on when they had to demo their games for the judges, for this young artist at least, winning isn't everything.
I don't mind if we win or not, because as long as we get to have this experience, that's good enough for me.
Experience these students will take with them to become the programmers of tomorrow. For this generation, innovation seems to rule the day, with hardly one going by without another new app or online business. So whenever we can, we try and solicit advice from tech titans. We're all ears, and you should be too, because who knows, one day you might be in their shoes. These trailblazing tech titans came together to discuss the challenges and barriers facing women in the tech industry, but also to give advice to aspiring young entrepreneurs. It was all part of a Q&A put together by the UJA Federation of New York to bring women together in an empowering setting.
We believe that, it's all about what you do and how you do it and not about who you are or where you've been.
We need more women designing software, designing user experiences, helping design products that are going to be relevant to women as a demographic.
The efforts from STEM leaders to open doors for leaders of tomorrow didn't stop there. Microsoft hosted a seminar as part of their Youth Spark initiative. They discussed the shortage of people qualified to work in STEM fields and how to fill that gap.
People who major in STEM fields, who have STEM skills, are more likely to be entrepreneurs, they're more likely to start businesses, they're more likely to invent new technologies.
Technology is the platform to start movements, and we've seen that amazing things can happen from a small classroom with a big idea from a motivated and inspired group of students.
Then while it pays to stay grounded in your study of the sciences, some of your pursuits could take you out of this world. In this case, students are putting their coding skills to the test in an attempt to help NASA navigate around some future problems. Bree Driscoll has the story.
Students put their coding skills to the test to help NASA solve future problems. 45 future problems to be exact, split into 5 categories, including human spaceflight, robotics, and asteroids. This coder told us his group was working on the Mars rover project.
It's basically, we're trying to develop a rover, basically have it maneuver or kind of react to its surroundings.
As cool as it is to program a Mars rover, another student says his reasons for getting involved are about much more than technology.
When I come here and do these things, I'm filled with this energy by everyone around, and it's really positive energy that makes me want to create things, and I love that.
Speaking of positive energy, the students were given a special treat, a chance to hang out with astronaut Doug Wheelock. Having lived on the International Space Station for 6 months, he knows his stuff. He says today's student pioneers are an integral part of NASA's plan to land people on Mars.
When we go to put humans on these rockets and send them out there, then we're going to need the life sciences. We're going to need people that are smart on biology and chemistry and pharmaceuticals and robotics and things.
But the most exciting news, he says the first person to walk on Mars could be you.
So when you're looking to a face of a young child, somewhere between kindergarten and graduating from high school, that first person that stepped foot on Mars is somewhere in our classrooms.
We caught up with a participant from last year's competition. He told us about his app, which won in the category of most inspirational.
So we used the Oculus Rift, which is a virtual reality headset, to create a visualization of what it's like to walk on the surface of Mars.
And the highlight of the day? For some, no doubt, there is a good chance it was this special video message from the crew on the International Space Station.
So keep working hard to help us build our future.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Bree Driscoll.
It is a university in a class of its own with students in a class of their own. It's called World Science University, and its dean, none other than renowned physicist Brian Greene. Our Shazia Khan has more.
It may all be relative, but science isn't always easy. However, famed physicist Brian Greene says it's all in the approach.
Science is hard. It's abstract. But if you make it visual, people can get it so much more deeply and so much more quickly.
So Greene, a professor at Columbia University and co-founder of the annual World Science Festival, launched WorldScienceU.com.
To give you a feel for that, let's look at one axis, a length axis.
It's science education at your fingertips, and it's free.
Greene says the idea behind World Science U was simple, to make it more accessible and adventurous for the masses.
I would say that we as human beings at a deep level want to know where we came from, where the universe came from, what things are made of. That's part of who we are. And so many people have been shut out from that by virtue of not wanting or not feeling able or being intimidated by the details.
The pre-recorded courses geared towards high school students and beyond are heavy on animation and interactive demonstrations.
You don't want to just learn science by looking at the screen and try to take it in. You want to do something with the material you just learned. So we can allow you to change the speed of the rocket or change the mass of the projectile and see what happens based on what you've learned.
Since going live in March, Greene says more than 100,000 have registered. The site offers university-level classes, shorter 2 to 3 week-long courses, and hundreds of 1 to 2 minute videos tackling questions such as what is the theory of relativity, and when we die, are we really gone?
Einstein said the distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however persistent.
The current curriculum is physics-centric and is only taught by Greene, but he says students can expect other science disciplines and professors this summer. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Shazia Khan.
All right, we have to stop here for one more quick break. Then, coming up, we'll check out some students engineering their own chain reaction machines in the Rube Goldberg Machine Contest and see how one group of Texas students are taking STEM learning to new heights. To find hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, check out the Connectory at connectamillionminds.com.